On the 10th of February 2008, for the first time since the construction of the statue of Jesus overlooking Rio took place, it was struck by lightning at 9:42. It struck on the right hand side. To the left of the statue, the left hand is pointing towards Rio. The statue itself is reported in the encyclopedia as standing at 24 feet to 26 feet above sea level. And because the 2424 number is Jesus in the Greek concordance. Now, to the left, its outstretched arms, is the city where police routinely abduct children and rape the little girls, and when they're tired of them, they shoot them. Just take them out of the bush and shoot them. Or they sell their body parts for transplants into Europe and America. Now, a solar eclipse occurred 3 days before the lightning strike, and they've got it reported in the Encyclopedia Britannica at 22,576 south by 43,1239 west. But when we look at the topographic maps, we see that the height is not quite right, and it appears to be 666 feet to the feet of the statue, and it's 120 feet high. So when we subtract those two numbers, 786 feet, from the 2424 feet, which it actually is, we get 1638 feet. And that's the Mount of Olives. So when we look at it, we see that there is something wrong here. They've got the wrong longitude, and the reason is that the number where it actually is, which you've seen on the previous video, is 4317, which is Michael in the Hebrew concordance, and that's the angel of Jesus, of course, and the angel of Israel. Now, Jesus is Israel. So in the end of the book of Revelation, we're talking about that Michael is the archangel that gave the message to John concerning Jesus. And John had made the mistake of thinking that the angel was Jesus because it looked like him. In actual fact, he was rebuked for that. So when we look at the position 4317 and 717, 717 in Greek is Armageddon. So the angels, good or bad, influence mankind to do what they do. So when it was built, it was influenced to do a certain thing which they had no idea, because it's where it is looking at is the point. So we know Rio's off to the left, and it's now looking in that direction. This is a Google map, satellite map, looking down at it. So off to the left there is Rio, or to the top of the picture, and the prophecies are that when Jesus comes back, he is Yahweh. He's going to judge the earth. He's going to reject all of the Western nations, which are Israel, who have rejected him, fighting over their belief that Jesus is coming in the clouds, or he's coming on a motorbike, or whatever they think he's doing. And we see that from the previous videos that when we look to anywhere in that New Guinea line, we've got 10084 miles times pi is 31680, which is Lord Jesus Christ in Greek gematria, and the location where we're sitting at the moment to that same line is 3168 kilometres. So that from Nell Street is 3168 kilometres to that cup shape that goes around through Indonesia and down around the tip of Australia up through New Guinea. So as I've shown in the previous videos, no matter where you select along that line, you can come up with a 3168 distance from the Jesus statue by multiplying by pi. So you get 10084 times pi gives you 3168, and that is why where I'm sitting on at the moment in Nell Street, the distance around the Earth is 31680 kilometres. So I showed you in the previous video that there is a distance between 2 points that are both 10084 miles from the statue, but they are 3577 miles apart. Now, a lot of people ask me to do miracles. On the radio the other day, Kyle Sandyland said, do I make bread buns fall out the sky? Something like that. Australian sense of humour. So you want some miracles? Okay, I'll give it to you. So we have the distance around here, 31680 kilometres through Nell Street. The distance up to this point here is 3168 kilometres. Then we got 1084 from any of these points, any of them, back to Rio and the statue is 10084 times pi is 31680. Now, I said that the 2 points along the equator are 3577.8 miles apart, yet each are 10084 miles to the Jesus Rio statue. In actual fact, it should be 10084, which it is to there, plus that distance, and that would add to the distance around the Earth, so we'd have that one and that one added together. That's how far it should be, but of course it isn't. On the original mapping I've put all these much closer together, but it's not necessary. What happens is you run the cursor across from Rio and it'll give you 10083.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and then you go past it, it starts to drop again. And I go back down to 3 or 2, and then you go up here, it comes back up again. Or if you go north or south of it, it gives you a different reading. Once you get up into this area, it gives you correct reading. Correct reading here, 10084. Now, this is a worldwide miracle, because anyone who can pick up the software, if you go to Grant's Wholesale on eBay, send him a letter and he'll supply it to you. There's all sorts of programs you get. You get Discover Australia, or you can get World Topo, which is all put out by Magellan. And I can assure you, they wouldn't be too happy if they found out this was the case with their software. So it's a miracle. Software just doesn't go wrong. Now here's all the coordinates if you wanted to check them out yourself. So we'll just see if we can zoom in there a bit. It's a bit blurry, but so this is Michael and the angels, and we're talking about how the devil has been to the earth and deceived it. But the earth, you see, is a place where the manifestation of paradise is. So we're just coming to the end of this video, so I'll just I'll make a reference here, and I'll come back to this in a moment. There is swords that are placed in the sea that can only be found by zooming in with when you know precisely where they're supposed to be. And this one is 3168 miles from the Great Pyramid by 2424 miles from the very base of the Rock of Gibraltar, which is the base of Europe.